Today, I'll just have the salad. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are going to be pulling some shards today. I will be pulling shards on my alt for Mashaled, aka Salad, and as I need an undead damage dealer on that account. But first of all, we are going to get a little bit of a bonus shard pull. So I've got a sacred, as you can see here on the free-to-play. I've got a few shards here to pull in the free-to-play, not a lot. So we're going to pull those quickly, and then we're going to hop over and pull a bunch of sacreds on my alt account. So on the free-to-play, it's a toss-up between whether or not Theodore or Bad L would be the better choice. I'm going to go with Theodore, honestly, partially because Bone has a Bad L, and I don't need to copy him necessarily. Both would be absolutely amazing. Honestly, any legendary would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if I'm going to have time to build another legendary because, you know, we're ending in 5 days now. But, you know, we're going to go strong here and see what we can get. So let's pull that sacred. And that is a Talia. That is of no help whatsoever because Talia is not going to even make it into my Sacred Order. Now, she can hit fairly hard for a single target attacker. Actually, just does have an AoE here as well. Increase attack on herself, little bombs. Okay, yeah, no, she's not the person I thought. She's the wrong redhead. She's okay, not great. Not what I am going to need for the Sacred Order. So let's go pull the Void Shard here. We're going to go for Narcissus. Why not? I don't have a Void Legendary yet on this account. And that is food. And finally, again, I'm actually way overdue for an epic here, so hopefully we can at least get a nice epic from this ancient shard and call it. And there's the epic. Ooh, that is a Giscard the Sugiled. That's actually going to be helpful. My Bannerlords absolutely are atrocious, and Giscard is going to help me get through several stages in Faction Wars, actually, so he's going to get 5-starred pretty quickly. Giscard's got a really hard-hitting Provoke here. Now, it's only a 50% chance, bookable 75, but that's useful. That could be useful in Hydra, too. If I had more time, he would certainly possibly be a 6-star for a second Hydra team, because I finally now have enough champions for a second Hydra team as a Provoker. I think he might even pair well with the Husk that I've recently built. It's got an A1 decrease attack. It's not too bad. He could be useful in Clan Boss as well. I could see some uses for this decreased attack in Clan Boss. Finally, he has increased defense and increased attack. He's actually a pretty solid epic. He actually hits fairly hard. He's got some decent debuffs and control. And finally, he fills his turn meter by 15% when they're attacked by an enemy under Provoke or increase attack buff. The increased attack buff's a little weird, but the Provoke makes some sense given the rest of his kit. So basically, he'll get himself back around to taking turns pretty quickly if you've got Provokes running on the enemy. So that's pretty good. That's actually a good epic to snag on this account. So I will probably be pushing to build him to 5-stars probably this weekend because we've still got the event going. And that'll give me some extra stuff as well. So let me go hop over to the alt, and I probably should grab a Pepsi. We actually got legendaries without a Pepsi, and shame on me for not pulling. This is why they don't sponsor me. All right, so we are here on my alt account. We have 14 sacreds. We are going to go all in for Mashaled. Now, why Mashaled over some of these other ones here on this account? Well, I have a Bad L on this account already, but I don't have any really good undead legendary damage dealers. I think for Faction Wars, I'm currently relying on Dark Elhain and Husk for my damage. I certainly would like a Salad to bring some more damage in a different format. He's actually very good in Hydra as well, so I think he will be kind of fun to try around on Hydra. I don't even have one on my main, so I think he would be a very good champion to fool around with. And I already have a Kymar on this account. If we pull a Salad with the first couple of shards, then I will probably change this over to a second Kymar, because a second Kymar would be absolutely helpful in this account as well. But first of all, I wanted to prioritize getting a Salad. So let's go. We've got Pepsi here. Let's crack this puppy open. We have room for all 14 of them. Pepsi, I apologize for not pulling shards on the previous one. That is why we did not get a better epic and a legendary. But you know what? We can redeem yourselves here. We can get you something really cool, and maybe we can get that sponsorship going. Talk to me. And bad epic. Honestly, one of the worst epics in the game. They need to buff that dude. Amusingly enough, I think he was the first epic I pulled on my main account too. I was so disappointed with him. Ursine, he's the good bear. Certainly been power crept. He's okay. He's got some AoEs over here. He's got some turn meter control built in. He's got some basic turn meter control on his passive. He's not bad. He's a decent one to build for some faction wars or some of the Centranos floors, but not great. Tyrell, OG, decreased defense champion, decreased attack on the A1, got a nice stun. Good champion. Not what we're looking for, though. Gory, not particularly exciting at all. Gory looked like at one point in time with, I believe, this one right here, that he might be interesting in Fire Knight for a 3x random freeze. The problem is this is a 3-turn cooldown, 3-turn freeze, which is great once every 3 turns, and really it's all ally attack and other stuff. He just doesn't really have a good place in the game. He needs a buff. It's actually pretty sad how many epics need a buff to have some kind of place in the game, and I'm not looking for endgame. Bauf is pretty good. I know a lot of people like this dude. He's got the heal reduction on the A1, decrease accuracy, increase accuracy. Got some fun little utility. Definitely could be interesting for Amius. Would be helpful on this account, so I'll probably hold on to him. Come on, let's get some gold. That's not gold. That is a Tashada. Tashada got reworked, and now she has a revival that's okay, but then it heals all allies. I don't know if this works even when it's not there. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, so on that end, it's actually a pretty decent revive. This would actually be helpful on my free-to-play. But, and then she's got 3 times at random with weaken and a decreased defense. I'm still not a huge fan of her because I like having revivers that have other heals in their kit, but she's got this heal at least, so I guess it's not bad. I guess that ends up being a 55% with some chunky heal there. It's not too bad. Speed in all auras by 20%. Not, you know, if you didn't get Syl for free, she would probably be rated a little bit higher. But, you know, she's useful in some situations. Sir Artemage, aka Sir Daggerpants, because, you know, somebody's got to draw attention to particular places. He's okay. He hits okay. He's an epic. Nothing exciting. Grimskin, again, not particularly exciting. Let's get some legendaries. Allure, no, that's certainly a little more exciting. Allure is the classic Fire Knight champion with a wonderful A1 that decreases turn meter. She is still a top tier champion against the Dark Fae, and honestly just really good for control in general. Plus she's got a sleep and a decreased defense on here. It's, you know, it's not too bad. She's a good champion. Not great anymore, and certainly been a little power crept, but you know, you could do worse than having an allure on your account, or 2 in some cases. Alrighty, let's get that legendary. Come on. 10 sacreds. Got a Kalia. Pepsi, you're letting me down. Stop letting me down. Polarium, we can fix this. What happened to streamer luck? Come on. There we go. That is an Ancora. That is not a Salad. I do have an Ancora on this account, so that will be a dupe. I think that'll be a good faction guardian at least, so that's not too bad. If that is not, Ancora is not a bad empowerment, actually. So she has a chance to reset skills on the A1, so it's a random skill and a random ally for 2 turns. If White King Narcissus is on the team, it'll be White King will be the first person to get this if he has anything on cooldown. If a champion's skills are fully reset, also heals them by 10% of champion's max HP. I actually did not realize she did that. That's pretty cool. Very, very good champion. She's got a full cleanse and a big chunky shield. And if White King Narcissus is on the team, she gets a strengthen as well, and then fills the allies' turn meters by 10%. The turn meter, it's not bad. It's better than nothing. The shields are really, really good, other than shields are dangerous in the current meta because White King likes to eat shields for lunch. Well, he actually ignores shields, but he basically does extra damage if people have shield or strengthen. So strangely enough, King Narcissus both pairs with Ancora and counters Ancora. It's really interesting. So decent skill overall, though. The cleanse is nice. The shield is nice. The fact that this is only 2 books is actually really nice. Finally, a really, really good revive. 50% HP, 75% turn meter. White King gets 75% HP and 100% turn meter. Decreases turn meter of all enemies by 10%. Obviously, this is the only part of our kit that needs accuracy. And if White King is revived, it does a 20% turn meter reduction instead that cannot be resisted. So if you have her with the King, she is absolutely amazing, and she absolutely dominates a lot of places. Otherwise, she is a very, very good all-around reviver. The thing that this is actually, I skipped over this, is she resets cooldowns of all revived ally skills when she revives them. So she's got a Godseeker-esque revive that's got better turn meter in some cases, does the turn meter reduction, and is just a great skill. Plus, she even has a speed aura, 19% in all battles, and she's got this wonderful passive here where CCs on the champion who has the highest crit damage are transferred to her instead. If she gets affected by one of those buffs, not even affected by one of those buffs, if her turn meter fills the turn meter of her by 50% of this champion misses their turn due to one of those debuffs. So if she misses her turn to a fear, 50% turn meter, or true fear. Otherwise, she just gets an extra 50% on her next turn. So she gets through these faster, which is great. And if the White King is on there, she simply removes them. Very, very good. She's a great champion. She really is a great champion. She is really, really good in arena. She is actually really good for support in a lot of other areas of the game. I've already got one because I did the fusion. That was, what, 2 years ago now? Was that 2 years ago, or was that a year ago? I can't remember. It was a while ago. They did a guaranteed for King Narcissus. It's probably the best guaranteed they've ever done, other than maybe Podrick. And yeah, she is a great champion. She is a dupe. I don't think I'm going to empower her because I don't think I have enough faction guardians to want to empower yet. On my main, I've already empowered her once, and I would love to empower her again because, you know, empowerment is great. So let's see. I use her all the time on my main. I use her a little bit less on this account because I don't have King Narcissus, but honestly, I use her without Narcissus pretty regularly on both accounts. So she's very good even without Narcissus. Let's get another legendary. You know, we would like a salad. We got 20 times chance to get a salad now. Let's get that salad. Nope, that is an Ashma. That is the discount Ancora, apparently, because we got all the bandages and whatever else. She's not particularly good. She is a Mikage Fusion champion, I believe. That's probably her only value. Luthia, not particularly exciting. All right, looks like we are down to... Well, nope, we are done with Sacred Shards. That's a little disappointing. Let me go check something, and I will be right back. Alrighty. So apparently I missed the Fire Knight tournament by a little bit on this account, so we are going to pull a few voids here as well. Honestly, I got the Ancora. I might as well get the Narcissus as well. Got 11 here. I'm probably going to pull these 5 primals as well, so you guys get a little bit of a bonus as well. I am going to, however, have to make room, so I'll be right back. All right. So we've got room here now, so we're going to do a quick single pull and then a 10 pull of voids. We're actually kind of close to Mercy, so we've got a good chance of getting a Narcissus or, you know, another void legendary. So let's see what we can do. Come on, Pepsi, bring it home. Steadfast Marshal, not what we were looking for. Got 10 pull. Let's go. Let's get some cool legendaries. Let's go. Can't sing. And unfortunately, we're probably going to get blue text because that is what happens when you pull these things on a non-2x. Oh, there's an Andraci at least. So, hey, we got 2 epics. Nothing particularly exciting. Battle Sage is okay. Andraci is okay. Nothing particularly exciting, however. Andraci is kind of a mini Necrit of sorts. She's got a passive here where she can put ally protection up on somebody and strengthen and increase defense. It's okay. She does other ally protection stuff. She's a decent champion. She's certainly worth building if you get her early. Probably not an amazing champion late. I think she might be a Mikage Fusion epic. I'm not sure. No, she's not. She's not because she's a void. All right, so let's go see if we can get a salad from primals. You know, primals are actually apparently a fairly efficient way to get this done as far as on a way. If you're going to be spending some money on these events, primals are the way to spend apparently because they are probably the cheapest way to get points for this. Normally I would save primals. We're talking 5, and I would really like a salad, and I would like to get this event done. So don't do what I'm doing. The things I do for my viewers. Let's go. And rares from primals feel bad. There's an epic. That's a Husk. Husk is a good dude. Husk has got the max HP. He's got a provoke. It's a per hit provoke. So it's actually, he's got a good chance of landing. It's 35% per hit. It doesn't mention it there, but that's the way it is. Some of these older skills need to get rewritten. Good champion for Hydra, at least for progression. There's a legendary. That is a Saito. Ugh. Well, you know what? I said I wanted an undead damage dealer, and Saito is an undead damage dealer. He's okay. So it's got an A1 decreased defense, attacks an enemy 2 times. Got an A2 attacks 1 enemy, places an increased attack buff and crit damage buff. This champion 2 turns of the champion's defense is higher than the target's defense. Weird, he's an attack-based champion. Increase the duration of the cooldown of this skill by 1 if the target has more than 50% HP after the attack. So if he's unsuccessful, this gets less cooldown. This is he needs some help. And then he's another single target, which is why I'm probably not going to build him on this account. Attacks 1 enemy, then attacks all. Oh, it's an AoE. So then attacks all enemies except the initial target if there are 3 or more enemies alive. Inflicts 20% more damage on the first hit if the target has a higher max HP than this champion. It's just a weird kit. If they made this less, if they got rid of this, if there are 3 or more enemies alive, he attacks 1 enemy, then attacks all enemies, and does more damage to the initial target if their max HP is higher. That's fine. Or maybe even just got rid of this for just the first hit. There are ways to make him a little bit better here. We'll ignore 7.5 enemy defense for each time this champion attacks the same target enemy in a consecutive attacks or turns. Stacks up to 30%. It's the same. He has to attack the same enemy constantly to do more damage. Stacks up to 30%. So he can do some damage for bosses at least. So he's not horrible. Maybe I'll build him for a lark, but we'll see. He's not the champion I was looking for. He is damage and undead, so maybe he'll end up being useful for faction wars. Maybe not. I don't know. I've got one on one of my 2 accounts, so maybe it's a duplicate. If it's a duplicate, that might be some faction guardians. We got one more left. Let's see what we can get. Yeah, okay. Nothing particularly exciting. Let's go check the faction guardians quickly. Okay, so I do not have any undead faction guardians still. And then if we go to Knights Revenants, I didn't realize I had another one of these. Okay, I've been slacking on my Knights Rev faction guardians because apparently I had a dupe Solus on this account, and obviously I've got the White Queen. So hey, I've got some champions to play with for some champion training, which I will certainly have to do to finish the rest of this event. I did grab most of the path stuff ahead of time, so I am about 10k short of points on Fabian. Little annoyed because, again, I was really close. In fact, I will show you how close I was to the Fire Knight tournament, getting this top key. I thought I had an extra day on it, and I got a quest for Marius to run Spider 10 times, and so I ran Spider last night instead of this. If I had run this, I would have gotten the key. So that is on me for not paying attention, and at least I could recover pretty well with this account. We are pretty wiped out, so I'm probably going to be skipping the next fusion on this account at least, but you know what? That's fine. That is, the Fabian Soul is absolutely amazing, and it was well worth getting the 4-star, and will be worth the 5-star soul. So hopefully your shard pulls went well. Hopefully you got what you're looking for. I will have one more shard pull video that will be released later than this because I'm going to be pulling some shards on my main tomorrow. Well, tomorrow as I'm filming this. Today, this is Sunday morning. I will be doing one on Monday morning. I don't know when that video is going to come out because I've got a bunch of other stuff that needs to come out around that time too. So that one might be a little delayed, or maybe it might be a bonus April Fool's video. We'll kind of figure that out. So you guys have a wonderful day. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys making it this far to the end of the video. You are absolutely awesome for supporting me and supporting this channel. Free to play stuff coming. I will let you guys know. I'm hoping to live stream on Friday for the end of the free to play, so that should be a lot of fun. So I will see you there on Twitch, maybe on YouTube's as well. At the moment, I cannot stream both on Twitch and YouTube's. Hopefully I can get that resolved. Unfortunately, that is a financial matter, and I have other pressing needs for my finances at the moment. But you guys are absolutely amazing. Again, all the support, all the love, and until the next video, I am Bront CatHerder.